Yeah, 10 ready. We need to be pushed today. Bring the smoke, buddy. Leading on it. Right? Yep, that's right. Yep, take that body. July 12th, demolishment. We went demolish. Guys way too slow, sports too sharp, too fast.
Exposed and belief gets tested. Two fighters, two completely different rhythms, moving toward the same night from opposite directions. Teofimo Lopez has always lived in that uncomfortable space where confidence borders on defiance. His belief was never built on applause, it was sharpened by doubt. He doesn't need calm conditions to perform. Chaos has always been the switch that wakes up his best version.
You know, especially when I had to swim, you know, that was painful. But it was the training, the work ethics that you have to put in between the miles of running and the depths of how you have to sacrifice your whole body in this. You know, a lot of people don't understand, even to this day, how much we have to really do, how much we beat up.
And that's what makes his preparation for Shakur Stevenson so fascinating, because this time chaos alone won't be enough. This camp isn't just about power or explosive moments. It's about patience, timing, and understanding that against someone like Shakur, chances don't come in bunches. You can feel the accountability in the work. Less talking to the crowd, more conversations with himself. Every session circles one question.
You know who that is, right? You like really looking.
My father put me in with the top guys, professional fighters at like 12, 13 years old. You know, and that was something that I really enjoyed the most, because it was hard. I would cry, I would run away, I didn't like it. I would tell him, like, you know, this is not for me, I want to quit. And he would just, nope, no, you could do this. My father would flip it around sometimes and say, okay, you want to quit? We'll quit. And literally I would stop for maybe a day or two and bug him, be like, hey, I want to go back in the gym. So I believe we had this connection.
Can Teofimo stay sharp when the fight slows down? He knows Shakur feeds on frustration. So the work now is about resisting that pull and learning how to press without rushing. This isn't the Teofimo chasing moments. This is a fighter trying to control them, and that version is far more dangerous. That on the other side stands Shakur Stevenson, a fighter who never needed chaos to discover himself, because discipline has always been his natural environment.
All the way down.
Tweaking a day.
Yeah, that's that prep. That's what you already been doing.
Yeah.
That got it.
Let me see that.
Good. That's good.
I feel great. Sprints kind of be getting me right, get my conditioning right. Sometimes in a fight could turn into a sprint.
Where Teofimo sharpens his edge by learning restraint, Shakur sharpens his by removing excess. His preparation is quiet, deliberate, almost clinical, built on repetition, clarity, and decision-making under fatigue. This camp isn't about change, it's about refinement. Distance, balance, timing, and staying mentally untouched no matter what's happening around him. Shakur trains like someone who expects problems, not surprises. He prepares for Teofimo's explosions, the crowd's reactions, the momentum swings, and stays centered through all of it. He doesn't rush rounds or chase reactions. He understands control isn't volume. This fight won't be won with emotion.
To push myself, I know that Teo is a tremendous fighter. I know he's on an extremely high level. And I feel like, well, I know that I can beat him, but I know that this should be a tough session, so I'm ready.
Who were some of the other options you had?
Lamar Roach.
That would have been a real good fight, man. But I mean, Teo, he's a bigger name though, so I see why you went with him.
Yeah, bigger name, and also he got the more accolades. He's been undisputed before. He's won belts at 35, won belts at 30, at 40. So he's more accomplished. So I know that would be a better name on my resume.
But in the quiet seconds between punches, where positioning beats power and patience beats impulse, he's not training to prove anything, he's training to execute. While Shakur refines silence and precision, Teofimo Lopez reveals something just as important in his own way. Listening to him, you don't hear a man trying to convince the audience. You hear a man reminding himself, this isn't promo talk, it's identity. Studying Roy Jones Jr. and Henry Armstrong shows he knows raw athleticism won't solve this puzzle. He's searching for layers, deception, and timing that flip rounds without showing up on highlights. What stands out most is how openly he admits he doesn't know everything. That's growth. This fight is tied to legacy in his mind. He's not trying to out-talk Shakur, he's trying to outbelieve him. Even the boring label doesn't bother him. He embraces it and says he's here to disrupt it. He doesn't sound scattered, he sounds locked in, and a focused Teofimo Lopez is dangerous. Then Shane Mosley steps in and shifts the tone. When a Hall of Famer calls this a true 50-50, that's not fence-sitting. That's respect for danger on both sides. The real question is simple. Who imposes their will first? Shakur wants the fight quiet and controlled. Teofimo wants disruption through angles.
You should realize that you don't know everything, right? And sometimes you have those, like the likes of Roy Jones Jr., who was arguably the best fighter in the 90s, even the early 2000s. And for him to want to, help me in some sense, maybe there's something that I'm not possibly there yet with that he could possibly add to my arsenal, and I would love to see more. I would love to learn more. That's like some type of
speed and power. And Mosley reminding people that Teofimo can actually box matters, because figuring out Lomachenko in real time isn't accidental. Mosley doesn't rush predictions. He sees the early rounds as reconnaissance, but by round 2 or 3, someone's fingerprints will be all over this fight. Either Shakur starts separating with positioning and timing, or Teofimo lands those awkward, momentum-breaking shots. When a Hall of Famer says he's just watching, that tells you everything. This isn't about paper analysis.
The first round is going to be very interesting. Maybe you see some tails, but I think maybe 2 or 3 you're going to start seeing one leave the other. Because I don't think that, Shakur might show some different, if he has to go after Teofimo, he might show some different type of heart that we haven't seen or different type of fighting we haven't seen. And vice versa, whereas Teofimo's hitting him with different shots off the angle, that is kind of giving, Shakur Stevenson trouble.
Wade Plemons then widens the lens even more. Now it's not just about styles, it's about timing and intent. 2 elite fighters in their prime taking the fight when it matters. No excuses, no delays. That's why this feels necessary. Shakur isn't here to impress. He's here to control space, time, and ego. Teofimo isn't here to survive rounds. He's here to prove his belief isn't noise. Both men think the other hasn't met reality yet, and the ring always clarifies that. When you stack everything together, this
delusion. It's what propels both of them to the highest degree. Now, here was them facing off a couple of months ago, I think, at this point. And this is what I was talking about. Shakur is, in stature, the bigger guy, which is crazy because he fights at a lower weight. He is a bit more skinny, obviously, but now he's coming up to 140, and it feels like Teofimo Lopez can't go much bigger than 140. Like, I've heard him talk about going to 147. That would be the highest I would think Teo should go, but here's their face-off.
Well, quick, Izzy, you should be in the middle. I know, I'm there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, these dudes don't hate each other, and you don't necessarily have to. There are certain fights where that level of venom is needed, and it
stops being about confidence and becomes about identity. Teofimo sharpening belief and adding structure to chaos. Shakur refining control and trusting process over noise. Different voices, same conclusion. This fight isn't safe, it isn't predictable, it's discipline versus disruption. The ring will answer one question only. What survives when your best version meets someone else's? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Bloodline Boxing.